Hello Habs fans, welcome back to this week's edition of the Habs Fan Forum. I'm Ben Dankiw, and of course, here at the forum, this is where us fans get to have our voices heard. Alright, let's talk about those Montreal Canadiens. This last weekend, what a buzz, and a different kind of buzz. Isn't hockey just that much more exciting when your team's winning in overtime, showing they have the ability to come back, scoring big goals? Even if they lose, that weekend stretch of those 3 games where they comeback kids, big OT goals from Cole, Goal, Caulfield, Bilbo Baggins coming up clutch, and Petrie and Suzuki playing out of this world. But I'll get to that on some of the specifics there. But nonetheless, you can see this culture, this vibe, this buzz. It's just really fun hockey down this stretch, and I hope they carry that all the way into the playoffs. Because if they get in the playoffs, if they're playing either the Oilers or the Leafs, who knows at this point? The Jets are in a little bit of a slide. Whoever they're playing, they're going to need all that energy they can bring, because there's some really big teams at the top. Now, I want to give a little shout out. I did a little thing. I gave a little John Merrill mullet shout out just for the heck of it. It's funny because I did this last week, kind of to change up some of those vibes we were getting, and I was just, I thought it was a really fun thing to do. And as I did that, I saw the mustaches that Petrie, Sherrod, Weber, the dad stashes. Those are hilarious. I guess they just also needed a change, a little bit of a laugh, kind of adding to that fun of the game. And apparently it turned some things around. I won't say that's the reason, but a pretty funny look from the boys cutting those stashes. I didn't do that because with the mullet, I don't know, my partner would be very happy with that. She might not like that, but nonetheless, I kept the mullet, and hey, things are going up, so I'm going to keep it for a little bit. So let's get into some of these games. They had the 5-3 win against the Jets. They had the 3-2 win against the Ottawa Senators, the 3-2 win against the Leafs, and all that was after that flat game against the Leafs last week where they didn't have it. Josh Anderson called it out. They didn't challenge them enough. But over that weekend, they had 3 different comebacks. They were down 2-0 against the Jets, 2-1 against the Sens, and 2-1 against the Leafs. And you know what? Suzuki led the charge, and Caulfield topped it off. One thing that was it's really strange to me. So I've been talking about Jeff Petrie quite a bit throughout the season. In the first half, he had Norris kind of considerations going on, and then his play just fell off a little bit of a cliff there for a 6-week period. It's a really strange season. Who knows why? But in some games, he looked just flat out bad. He was making a lot of mistakes, making a lot of errors. And, I was critical on him, even though I'm a big fan of his. And I think he was probably critical on himself. But nonetheless, what a difference the last couple weeks have made. He's really turned it around. I think he had 3 assists, all 3 goals against the Leafs. And a big part of both overtime goals, setting up Caulfield in both instances. But not just scoring points, just looking stronger on the puck. There is something about when Weber is out and Petrie gets put into this spotlight to step up, that he finds that extra step for that bit. So, needless to say, I got to go over some of these injuries. We're dealing with Weber out, Gallagher out, Byron out, Tatar out, Drouin out, Price out. That is I know it's not all the right positions, but basically a starting lineup for the Habs is fully out from injuries. So that's a big hole. And some of these young guns and these fill-in players and normal taxi cab or scratch guys are coming in, and hey, they're showing where their places are, and they're showing that speed. Evans, Lehkonen, I'm just loving some of the vibes around some of these guys. Of course, Caulfield scoring those big goals. A rude energy. So that does not mean, though, that I do not want these players back. Price, we need him back. Jake Allen's done a great job filling in for him. But if we're going to be successful, the Habs need Price in the net. Let's be real here. Weber, apparently he's skating again soon, hopefully coming back soon. Thing about Weber is I really want him back, and I've been critical around him as well this year. But I'm not on this whole Twitterverse bandwagon of get rid of Weber. He's still a good defenseman. I just need the coach to use him more effectively in his spaces. For example, you might use him in different spots in the lineup. or, more importantly, on the power play. We've seen what's worked. And when Weber has the whole defensive structure zoning in on him, when he is the primary shot that the Habs just keep trying to set up, it doesn't work very well. Yes, he scores some goals because he's got a blast of a cannon on him, and it's great. But when it hits the net and when it gets through, maybe he's going to be more useful in like a supporting shot role, where you have someone else quarterbacking the power play. So, as these guys come back, and I really want them back because they're talented players. I hope now that we're coming into the final stretch into the playoffs, Ducharme is able to use the players as they should be used. Couple shout-outs, of course. Cole Coffey with those 2 big goals. Love those big moment goals. Hope he keeps that momentum going into the end of this season. Suzuki had 10 points in 6 games, and he's just looking great. He's shooting well. He's opening lanes. Him and Toffoli playing together is just fun hockey. Toffoli's keeping that scoring pace going. I would love to see Anderson get going because if you have that going as well as that Toffoli, Suzuki, and Caulfield on that line with Lehkonen and Evans, and you have all these like danger sources. Whew. So I just hope we end out this season strong, and I'm excited for the playoffs. All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Habs Fan Forum. Thank you for watching. Of course, please like down below and subscribe to make sure you're getting all the latest episodes. You can always tweet us at Montreal_Forum. And please go check out all Habs for the best Montreal Canadiens coverage. Because, if you haven't checked out the podcast, Canadiens Connection, that's where I actually get a lot of my weekly analysis from, hearing Joseph and Rick go through it. You have the press zone with some more awesome analysis, especially around like the AHL and some of the prospects, which I don't have as much time myself to watch. So I love seeing like Amy Johnson and Rick go into those details, and and they have a little bit more of that widespread NHL discussion there too. So tune into those podcasts on Apple, on Spotify, on whatever way you watch your podcasts. So again, thank you for watching. I'm Ben Dankiw, and of course, go Habs, go!